Okay, to just give a quick recap, yesterday what we were discussing, cyber defamation, right? So yesterday I had given some small home kind of a homework. Okay, if what do we call those particular defamation if it happens through written communication or if it happens through oral communication? There are certain technical terms related to that. Has anybody found it? What do we call if a defamation is by means of writing some statements, false statements about a particular person, okay, which will definitely harm the character of that particular person. Or if it is through oral defamation, means if it is through the orally someone tries to tell false about a particular person. So what do we call? Okay, basically the written defamation we call it as libel, Libel, libel. Libel is a written defamation, and if a defamation happens through a oral statements, then we call it as a slander, Slander, slander. Okay, so libel defamation is a written format and a slander is a oral format. Okay, yes. We'll proceed further with the next concept, that is internet time theft. Okay, so theft is something, time theft is something we were stealing some time related to a particular person in order to do certain activity. So internet time theft means, so how it works is that I will give you an example here first. Say I have some internet connectivity I have purchased from my ISP. ISP means internet service provider. Okay, and the service what I get is based upon the number of hours. Okay, say per day I would have given a service to access the internet, say for 5 hours. And 5 hours is something, it is unlimited. I can access n number of data. Okay, there is no restriction on the amount of data I access. Okay, but what is the restriction? Restriction is 5 hours. Okay, so in such services, suppose if my credentials in the sense the username and password in order to use this particular service, if it is stolen, okay, if it is hacked, basically if it is hacked by a particular cyber criminal, then what they can do, they would be able to use my service what I have opted for. Okay, say suppose in a day, say 5 hours is there. Usually what I would be doing, I would be accessing it in the 1 hour in the morning, say, and 3 hours in the afternoon and another hour in the during the night, evening time, right? So if a cyber criminal is watching my activity and what time I access to the internet in order to get that particular service, if they watch and they will come to know that at what time I will not be using. So what do? After my session is over at the morning session, 1 hour if I utilize, then immediately they will just get connected. Okay, because they would have hacked my username and password in order to get that particular service. Then they may use another, say 2 hours they will use. So ultimately what will be happening? Out of 5 hours, what I have allotted, among the 5 hours, 1 hour I have utilized and 2 hours will be utilized by the cyber criminal there. So 3 hours I lost. Unknowingly, I will be losing 2 hours of internet service. This particular type of crime, we call it as internet time theft. Okay, so it is actually this particular internet time theft is a part of a hacking basically. Okay, why we call it as a part of a hacking? Because the cyber criminal will essentially require my username and password. By some other means, by using some other techniques, the cyber criminal would be stealing my data, my personal data, that is username and password, in order to access the ISV service, that is internet service providers services what I have opted for. Okay, so such type of illegal cyber crime, we call it as internet time theft. Okay, so let's see here. It occurs when an unauthorized person uses the internet hours paid by another person. Right? Someone means the cyber criminal will try to use the internet hours paid by the another person. Another person here is the victim. Okay, basically in the cyber crime, cyber security subject, entire subject, we will try to use two words: criminal and the victim. Victim is the person who gets affected, okay, and the criminal is the one who gets the advantage of the all those activities. Okay, then internet time theft comes under hacking because the person who gets access to someone else ISP stands for internet service provider user ID and password, either by hacking or gaining access to it by illegal means. So it uses it to access the internet without other person's knowledge. Okay, so is that clear, understood, this particular concept? Any doubts? Anything you want to discuss on this particular crime, cyber crime, internet time theft? Okay. Okay, somebody had put a message. Let's check it. No, sir. Okay, fine. Salami attack. Okay. The crime is, the name of the crime is a little bit interesting, right? The word is interesting. Have you come across this particular word salami? Anywhere have you heard about this? Salami? Not with respect to the cyber crime, but anywhere else? Okay, let me show you something here. Interesting. Yes, someone is trying to speak. I'm not able to hear you.
Sir, salami salad.
Salami salad. Very good. Do you know something about that?
No, sir.
No. Okay. No. Actually, this particular salami has originated from the Western countries. Okay. Basically, they had given this name for a kind of a sausage, non-veg sausage, what they prepare, and the way of eating that sausage is with a different technique. Okay. Let me show you the picture. Okay. The picture is related to something non-veg. Okay. Even I'm a vegetarian, but as part of the syllabus, in order to explain you the concept, I'm just putting that particular image. Okay, so here, let me, salami. Let me take up a good picture from here. Could be, yes. Okay, students, do you see this particular picture here on the right side? What you are finding? It is a kind of a sausage. Okay, probably a non-veg item which is prepared. Okay, how it is eaten by the people is that in those particular countries, okay, which they call it as a salami, they take off a small piece of this particular item, food material, so that at any time when you look at that particular thing, suppose say this much of quantity is there at a home, say one of the children of that family comes out and takes a small slice of this one, very thin slice, as you see in this particular image, a small slice, and he eats it. If a mom when a mom sees this one before eating and after eating, will she be able to make out that something is taken out from this particular food? Probably no, because the portion or the amount of the food was taken out is negotiable. She can't make it out just as just looking into the food. Even if the kids continue to do the activity again and again, okay, they just take a small thin slice of that and then they will eat. Okay, so that particular eating, the consuming will go unnoticed. Okay, so that particular technique, they call it as a salami. Okay, basically they say that it has come from the Italian word. Okay, so the similar type of attack can happen in cyber crimes. Okay, how it can happen in cyber crimes? Let us see here. Okay, now I will give the example first. Okay, then later we will try to understand. Okay, Now say that there is one, but this has happened in so many countries. Okay, even in India also it has happened. Say the example is that there is one particular bank. Okay, now and employee in the bank, and the employee is disgruntled. Disgruntled means unhappy employee. Okay, we had studied what is the ungruntled employee in the section. The insiders, the criminals who are insiders. Now, in the this particular salam attack, how it works that, say in that particular bank, the employee is unhappy with the relationship what he have with the bank, and what he try to do is that he is well adverse with the technologies. Then he will write certain small codes, small programs himself or by taking the help of someone else. So what he will try to make the cybercrime here is that from the each and every customer of the bank, okay, what he will try to do, he will insert one particular virus or a program, and that particular program will try to debit the amount from all the customers. Okay, the amount is here, it could be in paisas, as simple as just a 10 paisa from a one particular customer. Say a bank has, for just an example, if suppose a bank has 1 lakh customers in the sense 1 lakh bank accounts are there, okay, who are owned by the people, 1 lakh. Okay, from each of the person, each of the bank holder account, if this particular employee tries to take out 10 paisa, just think of how much of amount he can collect. Actually, the 10 paisa is too big. Okay, for the this particular attack, it could be just even 1 paisa also. He will try to deduct. Now think of you are a customer, and from your account, if a 1 paisa is deducted, do you really bother to look into why it has been deducted? What is the purpose of deducting this amount by the bank? Probably no. You may not look into this particular activity since there was a 1 paisa from you. You may have say a 10,000 rupees balance or 1 lakh balance in your account. Out of that, if a 1 paisa is deducted, you don't bother it to be. But for the bank employee, if he grabs this 1 paisa from all the 1 lakh customers, look at the amount of money he is collecting there. And whatever this amount of money he collects, it will be unnoticed by the bank or bank also, as well as by the customer also. By this way, the employee can commit the mistake. So why the attack is called as salami attack? The amount of deduction of the amount what the cyber criminal has done or an employee has done will never be noticed. It will never be noticed by the victims here. That's why we call this type of attack as a salami attack. Okay, salami attack is a series of okay. Anything anybody wants to share? A salami attack is a series of minor attacks that together results in a larger attack, right? So a minor attack was done on, in the previous example, it was done on a one particular account. It was very minor, it was unnoticeable. But when they collect it together, when they group it together from all the customers, the amount is very big, right? Usually are usually financial crimes. The idea here is to make an alteration so insignificant that in a single case it would go completely unnoticed. Okay, is this particular technique understood or a crime understood? How do this salam attack works? Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
No. Does anybody have you got to know that these kind of attacks happening with you?
No, sir.
Let me try to give one more example here. Let's see whether you have come across or you are the victim of that. Okay. Probably many of you use Geo smartphones, Geo mobile phones, like a SIM card for the internet service provider, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. you might be opted for different packages, or say per day 1 GB per day, or 1.5 GB, or per day 2 GB of internet, right? So this per day concept, how it works, anybody knows? How do they calculate per day how much you are consuming the data? Anyone knows how do they calculate that, how much of data you use, okay, per day? How do they monitor it? Basically what they will have at the server end, they will be having each service customers account details. Okay, now when you connect through your particular mobile number, so from the midnight 12 o'clock to the next on that particular day, exactly 24 hours, it will keep on monitoring. At every 24 hours, the timer will reset. Okay, so that is as simple as that. Okay, 24 hours timer will be there. That timer will keep on incrementing, and in that particular day, how much data you consume. If it is within the given service, that is, if it is 1 GB, then it will just reset over there. Okay, and then you keep on continuing for every day. Now, has anybody monitored that? Say, for example, you might be using your data, okay, probably during the night. Okay, say out of 1.5 GB, say 1.5 GB is your plan. In that 1.5 GB, say only 0.5 GB you have used, and there is one more GB remaining. So what you do is that you think that, let me try to utilize this particular 1 GB by watching a movie. You just use your mobile phone to watch a movie on a YouTube. Okay, you are browsing something. Then what you will do is that you will keep on watching the movie. You know that at 12 o'clock it is going to reset. The timer is going to reset. Okay, so say at 11:45, you say that, okay, it's enough. I have used most of it. I'm getting a sleep, and let me go for a sleep now. So you just disconnect the internet. And you know that you have not used more than a 1.5 GB allotted for that particular day. You turn off your mobile internet and you go for a sleep. Okay, when next day you wake up and you turn on your mobile devices, you may, if you have set the settings on your mobile phone that how much data I consumed on that day. Okay, if you have made that particular setting to display on your screen or on the notification, morning time when you wake up and you turn on your internet on the mobile, you may notice that say around 50 MB or 80 MB or even sometime it could be 10 MB also is consumed for that particular day. But you wonder how it has happened. I remember that I have turned off the internet on a previous day before 12 o'clock. Okay, and I turned it on the morning around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. And during that time, the internet was turned off at all. It was never turned on. But how come this is saying that I have consumed, say, 50 MB of data? From where it has been calculated? Have you noticed these kind of instances with you? Has it happened?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. Like unpredictable data goes off like certain times.
Yeah. So that is actually a type of, okay, salami attack. A type of salami attack. What they try to do is that they will try, see, for you, if 50 MB goes off out of 1.5 GB, you may say that I never use 1.5 GB per day, right? If it goes some amount also, no problem for me. Okay, but so how it works actually is because the timer resetting at the server side will not be at exactly 12 o'clock. Okay, they may tweak at any time, and it is not a fixed value, right? Every day on a random basis, the timer will be changing. The reset time will be changing. Ideally, it should be at midnight 12, but they may make it at 11:30 in the night. If they make it at 11:30 in the night, after 11:30, if you watch the video on your mobile phone, it says that it is on that particular that day only. But in the background, it would be calculating for the next day. after 11:30 to 11:45, say 15 minutes if you have watched, if you have used the internet, that 15 minutes, the data consumption, whatever has happened, it would be calculated for the next day. That is how the new type of salami attacks are happening with respect to the ISPs. And you cannot directly track them because the resetting time is a random time. It will never be at the fixed time. It keeps on changing. Okay, so and at the customer side also, you are also not bothered to look into it, right? As the data is 1.5 GB, even if 50 MB or 40 MB or 10 MB, even 100 MB goes off, you are not bothered about that because you may not be able to, you may not be using the entire 1.5 GB or 2 GB per day. But at the other side, the companies will be getting a profit from that. Okay, that is the new type of salami attack which are happening with respect to the ISPs. If you have not noticed, try to do these things on a regular basis, on a regular days. It is not only with respect to Jio, it happens with the other ISPs also. Okay, and sometime in other ISPs, how do they try to do? They will try, what they will say, if 1 GB is there, say 1 GB is the plan, they won't give you exactly 1 GB. Internally, it could be something else also. Okay, they will keep on adding some predefined data to that, and they may say that even you have used 900 MB, they say that you have used 1 GB. Like that also, attacks will happen. And these attacks are very, could say, a kind of a salami attack. Very minor attacks will be there. And at a one particular notice, you may not be able to identify that the attack is, or a cyber attack is happened. You are the victim of that. Okay. Is that understood, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. The next one is, next type of cybercrime is data diddling. Okay. First, I will give you the definition of what data diddling is. Then I will explain with one example. A data diddling attack involves altering raw data just before it is processed by a computer and then changing it back after the processing is completed. So what happens here basically, as per the definition, data diddling, you are trying to calculate certain process, you are working on certain, computer is working on certain process, you could have written some program, okay. It requires the data, obviously, to manipulate in order to give the proper information. The raw data in the sense, say, for example here, let me try, take up an example. Actually, this example I'm taking, which this has happened in India in the electricity boards. Okay, I think in the 1994 or after that, where globalization was taking care, was initiated by the government of India. There was one area where the electricity boards in India, where the billing activity was given to the private sectors. It was privatized. Okay, as part of privatization. So what they said, what they did, government did that the entire billing of the electricity boards were given to a private sectors. And there was one employee in the private sector. What they used to do is that they used to take out certain money illegally from the customers by the kind of a cyber attack called as data diddling. They used to read the raw data for them is the number of units consumed by the customer, the electricity units consumed by the customer. They used to read certain amount of data, number of units, say 50, or say, let us say 100 units, say per month, one particular customer has consumed 100 units. They used to read that 100 units as the raw data, but the programming never used to process based upon that raw data. Before the processing, they used to make modification to the raw data according to their wish. Okay, and once the processing is done, the calculation is done, and when they wanted to display the information, during that time again the raw data will get modified back to the original value and then just display it to the customer. By doing this one, they could able to illegally gain money from the customer, and this extra money whatever they have gained would be retained by the private sector itself. It was never given to the government. It was never showcased to the government. So for the, with respect to the two end persons, that is for the customer and for the government, both will be looking at the raw data itself, the same data, but internally the private companies would be manipulating the raw data during the processing, and they used to take out more money, calculate the, do the calculation part and grab the more money and keep with them, and then only pay the whatever amount has been taken by the customer. So this used to happen, and this type of a cyber attack is called as data diddling. So just before the during the time of computation, they will modify the data and then they will change it back to the original data. And simple way how it works is that, say, let me try to show. Okay, say the number of units, say, consumed is 100 by a particular customer. During calculation, say, I'm writing a simple formula here. Total amount equals to, ideally it should be, say, per unit. If it is it costs ₹4 rupees, then it is going to be what? Units into 4 in an ideal scenario. But how they used to modify this raw data at the time of processing is that they just used to add 1 to this one. So it is going to be units plus 1 into 4. Okay, like this they used to modify the raw data at the time of calculation. But when they want to display the amounts back to the customer or the government, then they used to display it as units, the original 100. But the calculation would have been happening as a 1. Okay. When we try to focus or study more on this data diddling and salami attack are kind of a similar. When they combine the activity or the technique of salami in the data diddling, so they could achieve more profit. More profit in the sense the criminals would get more profit out of the things. That is what the data diddling, how it happens. Is it understood, students? Any doubts?
No, sir.